Whoops. Hang on, everybody. Let me try that one more time. There we go. Sorry about that little goof up there. I was trying to put some photos in place, and instead, I turned off the opening. How's everybody doing today? It is Friday, August 21st, and it is Free Tip Friday today. Hurrah! So, as I was letting you know in the chat, Janice is traveling today. She's traveling back from the bead retreat. She's had a couple of days of rest, which is great. So that's good. So she'll be back with us on Wednesday. I'm using a big thank you to our buddy Maria. Maria sent me lens wipes. Wasn't that nice? Maria, I owe you a thank you note, but if you're watching, thank you. I need to get you an actual thank you, but a thank you on the live. Thank you, thank you. I agree, Margaret. Where has this year gone? You know, it's been, God, post-retreat week is always such a busy week. Miranda has, she's back today. She was out a little bit. She was a little under the weather. So I'm looking forward to resting this weekend. There's my buddy Nancy. Nancy, are you recovered from the retreat? I'm still tired. I'll tell you what. Kind of crazy, but it was a good retreat. We had such a great time. Ah, there we go. Now I can see you. That's good. So yeah, so we're going to have a fun show today. I want to show you, there are a couple of things that I want to show you before we get going. So bear with me here just a second. I'm going to see if I can add this over. No, let me see. No, I'm just going to put it up. I don't know. I have to figure this out. But see, here I am. I'm above. Today we've got a couple of sales going on today. I'm using the patina collection in the piece that we're doing today. So you can see right here, it's on the home page of the website. I put all the patina collection. I've marked it down 15%. It's just marked down. You don't have to do anything. And if you spend $25 or more, you can stack it with August 10 and you'll get 25% off all of this great patina stuff. We're going to be adding more to our patina collection, so we want to make some room. None of these are going away, but we just have some extra stock. So take advantage today. If you love these pieces, they're already marked down, and then add that August 10. We also have this week, let me put this one up. We have stringing materials also on sale this week. It ends on Sunday. If you go to our sale tab, you'll see it. All string materials. That includes leather, it includes Chinese knotting cord, it includes everything stringable. They're all marked down 10%. So when you stack it with August 10, you get 20% off. So those are two really great big sales we've got going on today. Today is only, it's just a flash sale. The patina sale ends tonight, the 21st. So take advantage of that and grab these pieces at 25% off. Then I also have, I talked to you, and I'll put the link in the chat right here. We talked a little bit on Wednesday about the, let me put it on a banner here and then I'll put it in the chat. There we go. We've got our Tucson retreat coming up, which coincides with the Tucson gem shows. Okay. And it's going to be super fun. You can see if you go to soulstirmagic.com / Tucson 2027, you'll see there that there all the details, all of it. We have sold out of our on-site lodging, but we do have day passes. So you'll get everything that we have, that, you know, all the plans, all of it. Let me tell you some fun things that we've got going on. I just confirmed with my buddy Kevin Potter, who owns Potter USA. On that Monday, we're shopping that Saturday. I think it's the 20. Let me tell you what day it is. We arrive on Friday the 29th. We shop Saturday and Sunday, the 30th and 31st. And then we start the metalsmithing, and Jen is doing some wire working portion of our retreat, the making portion of our retreat. So that Monday, the 1st, I think it's going to be February 1st, my buddy Kevin Potter, whose business is in Tucson, Potter USA, and you've seen me work with his tools and stuff. I'm going to try and find the Smithsonian article so I can link it. He is going to be giving us a tour of his workshop, which is super exciting. And then he's also, here it is right here. It's on the, I'm going to link it in the chat. He'll also be striking a piece that we will use to make, that's not the complete, I hope that's the complete link. Let me try it again. Hang on. Let me see if it went. Yeah, it's all there. Good. So it's going to be super fun. He's going to be striking a piece with the big fly press. So each person will take away a piece that we are going to be working with on to make things in the retreat. But it's going to be super, super fun. We're going to have a good time. So I know, Margaret, I wish you could come. But you will be there in spirit, and we will be doing some broadcasting and stuff from there as well. It's going to be great. So spots are going quick. We had 2 more signups this morning. So I think we only have about a handful of spaces remaining for the day passes. So if you're thinking about it, jump over to Soulstar Magic, check out everything on the Tucson page. And if you have any questions, just shoot an email over at Soulstar Magic. And right now, just deposits due. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a great time. We have some other things all planned out. It's going to be good times. I'm pretty excited about it. So yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. So let's get to the project though. Shall we do that? Let me see if I can take that off. All right, let me add this to here. Let me do that. Whoops, why am I like that? Hang on. There we go. Hang on. There we go. There we go. I know how to work this camera. Okay. Let's take a look. I wanted to use these Nun design components. And I think that they are perfect for stitching around, brick stitching around. So I started playing around with them. And I thought, usually they are like this, in this here. Hey, Miranda, will you log on and do any links to the project and stuff for, because Janice is not moderating today because she's traveling. So usually when we work these components, and we have different ones, we have like a triangle shaped one, we have a long rectangle shaped one, but I'm using these half round ones that's right here, which I just love. And I thought what I would do is I would use it as a focal, but I would turn it upside down like that, right? And I wanted to use these patina pieces, and I thought, what a great earring that would be. Or it would also make a great centerpiece if a giant earring like this isn't in your cards. You can use some of the other patina stuff. I grabbed this patina bird, which I thought was cute. I love the butterfly, looks great like this. You can also use this as that mandala drop, which looks really good. So I'm going to use this one though. I think this big one, this charm, but you could put anything on there. So let me show you. So let me also tell you what I was thinking. Oh, thanks, Leslie. Well, I try, I try to gotta keep that creativity going, right? So what I wanted to do was I kind of wanted to pick up the warm and the cool tones of this piece, right? Because it's kind of like on a copper base, copper plated base with this kind of blue-green patina on the top. So I wanted to have that copper, and all of my little beads have kind of fallen into the box. So I'm going to take these off. I'm going to get my 3 millimeters. But what I used here was this cadet gray to bring in the cool. Can you see that there? And how it kind of brings the cool. And then I use the galvanized muscat, that 4206, to bring in the warm copper tones. And I thought it all matched up pretty well together, it kind of with that warm and that cool. Then I added a 3 millimeter. I almost used the turquoise 3 mil. Oh, I keep dropping these. I hope I have enough. I think I've lost like 3 of them now. These 3 millimeter. Oh, but they fell on this box. Hang on. I got them. There we go. I'm using the 3 millimeter, yeah, here we go. The 3 millimeter fire polish here. Okay. So, and I'm gonna do some more stitching with those. So here's my beads. Here's the piece I've started right here. Let me get all of these back in there. You can choose whatever you like. And the project is up. I just have to do a little more linking, but what I used is in the project. It's on the homepage on Shop the Show. It's there. I'm calling it because this is kind of like part of our dancer earring series with the brick stitch. So I've called it Charmed Dancer. And so this is the 11-aught, that muscat, and then the cadet gray is the 8-aught right here. And then I've got the 3 millimeter fire polish that I'm going to incorporate into it. Okay, so I'm also using the smoke fire line. I'm using 4 pound right here. And then I talked a little bit about these patina pieces. We carry this half round in the copper, the antique gold, and the antique silver. So just choose what you like. I use the copper, but you go for it. So I want to show you, I'll show you actually how I start it on the other one, but I wanted to show you how I turn the corner here with this brick stitch. It's the usual. I went in and I did a 2-drop brick stitch along the inside of this, right? And then on the outside, I'm just doing single pieces here. So I'm going to put this, this gray one, see how it just kind of turns the corner there like that. And I'm going to stitch it up. And we're going to put it right. I might have room for 2. Let me see. I've got that one there. Let me put one more. See if I can get 2 in there. But it's just that basic. This might be a little too big, but let's see what happens. Okay. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you folks like this color palette. Yeah, see how this one, it's not quite, and seeing it's pushing that one over. So no, nope. I went one bead too far, per usual. Let me just take it off. Take it back it out, back it out. There we go. And then I'll just come in, I'll turn the corner, and I will stitch this last one in. See right there, I'll pull it down. I'll go down through the next one, the one next to it. And underneath the whole thing. And then back through this one. And I've tightened it. Okay. So here's the base. So let me show you how I start this. Okay. And then we'll come back to this one and we'll do another round of embellishing. So it's great to have everybody here. Thank you so much. And Christine, thanks for asking. I almost did this with micro macrame, to be honest. I thought about doing that too. So stay tuned because I wasn't sure if I wanted to do brick stitch or micro macrame. I didn't have a whole lot of time. So yesterday to think this through. So I just went with brick stitch because I can knock that out pretty quickly. Let me see. I think I've got a needle here somewhere. This is a size 10, the Color Eye beading needle, but I've also got a Sharps needle right here if I can grab it. Hang on. Got all kinds of needles laying around here. I know, I like this little birdie too, and now's the time. Again, they're marked down on the website. Today only, it's the 21st of August if you're watching this live or later on today. They are marked down 15%. So if you spend $25 or more, you can stack it with coupon code August 10 and you will get 25% off of all of our patina. And it's such a good, someone was mentioning in the chat that it's kind of a good seasonal transitional color. And I agree. I really like it. So I'm going to bring, for brick stitch, we put the first 2 on. Let me get a little tighter here. A little tighter. Hang on a second. There we go. Zoom in just a little bit. There we go. And so, Lori's asking, what is micro macrame? And micro macrame is like just macrame techniques, but we use something small like the Ceylon so that the macrame, the results are really fine and they go really nicely with, seed bead work too. Okay. So we put the first 2 rows on. And what I'm going to do is my thread is behind the component here like this. I've got my first 2 beads. I go up those 2 beads. Then I go to my next 2 beads. I go down those. Oh, and there is Janice. She's here at the airport. Yay. Thank you. We had Miranda doing some moderating, but thanks, Janice. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this tail and my working thread, and I'm going to tie a knot here. I don't want these to flatten out. I want them to sit side by side. Come on now. There we go. Tighten that knot. And you don't have to tie a knot. I just did. I don't know why. I don't know if that it's really helping me. But now I'm just going to go back in and I'm going to reinforce this piece. Hang on a second. Right here. I'm going to reinforce this. I'm going to go up. And I'll go down the next little stack to reinforce it. Like that. And now I'll come around and go up that last stack. If I could get these to sit nicely. There we go. Like that. Okay. Now I'm ready to just do this first row of brick stitch, this laddering stitch right here. Okay. So I'll come in, I'll get a couple more. I feel like there's so much thread here. Hang on, let me move that one over. And when I'm brick stitching, I don't like to cut the tail away because I might need it later. So I just have to kind of deal with it. I cut a piece of thread that was way too long though. So see, I get that my thread is coming out of that bead stack next to it, put my 2 beads on, go behind the component, around the component, and up that bead stack right there. Okay. Everyone's liking my cat eye nails, Miranda. I know. Even Chris is like, I love that nail color. Green is his favorite. It's true. Green's one of my favorites too. So there we go. All right. This is looking good. Okay, so I'm just going to keep going. Let me get some of my 11/0 here out. Janice, I hope you had a great few days away and that you have very uneventful flights. I love to travel and fly, right? I love it. I feel like no one can bother me right when I'm in the air, though Janice always likes to get Wi-Fi and work on her computer, which is crazy. I like to sit back and read, which is my favorite. So see, I've brought my needle behind, and then I am stitching this up the 2 right here. Hi, Curtis. Curtis has a really great question here. Curtis is asking, do you recommend beading the curved edge first or the straight edge? Excellent question. I think on this one, I beaded the straight edge first because it was easy, right? And but with this one, I wanted to show you how I dealt with this loop. So to be honest, it doesn't really matter in which order, because I did the other ones, as I say, straight across first, I think. And then this one, I'm going the curve first. So I put my needle again through the component. I love Fireline, but it's so wiry, right? Through the component like this. And yes, thank you, my chatoyance, for my nails. Yeah, Miranda and I, before the retreat, we went and got mani-pedis. And it was super relaxing. Miranda has dark purple on her toes, no surprise. And I have some kind of, I don't know, blue or something. Midnight blue. So here we go through the component. We're coming up on this loop, so I want to show you how I deal with this. I don't know. It's kind of nice, you know. It's a luxury to get your nails done, but I go back. I try and keep my nails nice for the broadcasts, but you can tell when I've been doing a lot of metal smithing, right, or a lot of metal working, because my hands kind of turn into metalsmith hands. But I don't mind. I don't mind a little metal smithing hand, right? But for now, my nails are looking okay. So see here how I'm to the center, okay? So I'm going to put on 2 beads like this, push it up like this, and now I need to go through the loop here, okay? Hi, Kim Coleus. We were talking about you this weekend at the retreat. We were talking about the design team from way back in the day. So I don't know if your ears were burning, but it's nice to see you on chat. And yeah, it's definitely an SAT word, chatoyance, right? So we're doing this. And see, so that one went just through that loop. So now I'll pass this through and I'll stitch it through here. Hey, Miranda, could I ask you to move that fan? All of a sudden I'm getting super hot. Poor Miranda, I'm still making her do things even though she still doesn't feel that good. Thanks, Miranda. She'll get some. Oh yeah, that's good. Ah, that's better. What's Alfie doing? Is he on his... Alfie's on his sidecar. Alfie, Auntie Miranda has to pack some orders, so he's sitting on... Miranda has... You've seen the photos. He sits on the footstool portion of Miranda's chair, and we call it the sidecar. Yeah, he likes to dangle his paws. Florence is out here too. She's taken now to hanging out in the garage with us. Well, we like to call it the studio, but it's really, we've turned our garage, into... Who, Alfred drooled? Yes. Oh, Alfie. He's so happy. So see here, we're coming around. We're going to put like maybe 2 more stacks, and I'm going to turn. Oh, Miranda's just a little under the weather. I think she's got a sinus infection. Yeah. So, yeah, her allergies are really, Oh, I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Christine, for sharing the chatoyance definition. Oh, and good. Kim, give my birthday twin a big hello. I'm glad that he's doing well. Gosh, a triple bypass is no joke. So lots of love out to your hubs. Kim's husband and I share a birthday. He's my birthday twin. So give him my best. Hang in there, buddy. You got this. There we go. Through here. And this. So now I'm ready to turn the corner here. There's your kitty over there, Chris, in her desk chair. So we've got this, okay? It's come along like this. And you're going to see a little bit of oh, Miranda, did you want to check for that order? That Nomad order in there? Miranda has to check something real quick, Chris. But these are going to curve just slightly. You might have a little bit of an opening like this, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. So now I'm going to turn the corner and I'm going to go across straight. So let me get Chris. Everyone's saying hello to you. Hello back. Chris saying hi back to everyone. Cat Daddy Chris. There he is. He's going to drop off orders. There we go. So now I'm going to put on 2 right here when I turn the corner. And you kind of have to hold them in place, right? Just like this. Then we go behind the component. And then we go up the component. And then you just kind of push them where they go. Okay. Just like that. Can you see that there? I think though, I can get one more. I'm going to put it on this edge. You kind of have to test it as you go. I may have... No, that fits in there. That fits. There we go. And that closes up some of the gap. That's good. Okay. So now 2 of these. 1 and 2. And we go up. Through this piece, through the back of the component. Now I'm going to go up these 2 beads that I just put on like this. See, and I'm going to kind of put them where they belong. Okay, like right there. And tighten everything up. See, so there you go. So this has done a successful corner turning. So you just continue brick stitching as you would, but when you place these beads, make them turn the corner, hold them in place, stitch them in place, and they should sit just fine. Okay. So let me get 2 more. Like so. Go behind. Go up those 2. Like that. And if things are moving around, you can kind of stay stitch everything. Right? Like that. And you're going to come back in and reinforce this as well. So if this is a little loose, don't worry about it right now. You can come in and reinforce it later. Okay. So let me put on these 2. Janice, I wanted to tell you that, and I don't know that I texted you the photo. I took a photo of my mom wearing the necklace you made her for her birthday. I gave it to her at quilting. She loved it. And everybody who was at the retreat, thank you for signing that nice birthday card for my mom. She loved it. My mom's birthday is on Sunday, so we'll be celebrating with a family party. I'm cooking a big Italian meal. There we go. For some reason, these beads didn't want to play nicely. There we go. These are coming around, and now let me stitch up. There we are. These 11-aughts feel so small in my hands right now. I don't know why. There we go. Oh, Janice, that's really sweet. Yeah, she loved it. I should try and find, here, let me see if I can find the photo and see if I can download it. Is it downloaded yet? Yeah, here it is. Here we go. I'll see if I can add it. I don't know if my mom is watching yet today or not, but she might pop on. You never know. Here we go. Yeah, it's loading. I'll let it load, then I'll show you. I told her that it could be a necklace or a double wrap bracelet. Janice, are you wearing your jacket to the airport? At the retreat, I brought I made some jackets, like the jacket I taught in France, and the ladies were kind enough to buy them. They liked them, which was great. And I had just a couple left over, so I actually sold them to my quilt ladies. Were all, give me those jackets. So there will be some more jackets coming because I had to go do a little oh, she is. Oh, she's wearing her ring. Her jacket's packed to wear on the plane. That's awesome. But yeah, Janice got a really beautiful labradorite ring that I made. Thank you, Janice, for that. And then I gifted her one of the jackets. But there'll be new ones coming because I went to the fabric store in San Juan Bautista, and I got some really, really great fabrics. So keep an eye on my Instagram. I'll let you folks know. I should have taken more photos of people wearing them. I've got a few, but it's the same French chore jacket that I taught in France. So thank you for everyone who was so kind and supportive. And I sold some bags. So thank you for that. All goes into my metalsmithing studio fund to pay for my little studio downtown. So I really appreciate that. My little haven. So we're almost there. And I want to show you how I'm going to finish this and jump onto the outside. Okay. It really was made for you, JP, that one. So good. I don't know if my buddy Christine is watching. I hope she's not because her birthday's coming up too. And she works at the Museum of Natural History in San Diego. So I'm going to make her a museum jacket that has some entomology in it, I think. So we'll see. It'll have to be a special one for my bestie. So here we go. This is all taken care of here. This looks good. I don't think I'm going to add one more row. I think this is right. Right? Oh, I love it. So a couple questions I will say. Leslie, I love it. Your handmade photo albums last Sunday. Congrats. I love it. And yes, Kim, in the fall, it'll be time to get sewing classes back on Zoom. I want to do the shirt that I stitched up in France the first year, my French tunic. I might do another bag class too. We'll see. We'll see. So now what I'm going to do is, and thank you, Margaret. I think it is witchcraft. It must be. I don't know. We'll see. So I come out, see where my thread is here? It's right here. Sorry, I'm working on black thread in a black background. That wasn't so smart, but it's coming out of this bead here. I'm going to just go straight across to the stack that's next to it. Okay, just there. Like that. Okay, and we're going to go up here and we're going to start. I'm going to work on the curve here and I'm just going to do a few and then I've got one finished here. So we'll jump over to this one. But basically, see how I went through that stack? My thread is in place. I get my 8/0, though you could continue with 11s, but I wanted the two different sizes. I wanted the contrast in size. And I just wanted to do a single stack. So I put my first two on. I go around the component, tap them down so they sit flat. And I'm going to go up through that big. Oh, and my ma is here. Yay. Good. Lots of birthday wishes coming out to you, Gwen. So there we go. And so see how these kind of sit down here? So what I'll do is around here, and then I'll come across, and then I'll turn the corner. Okay. So we're just going to keep going. Now we just go one by one and through. Like this. And up. Well, craftiness is my superpower. I will tell you. That is my thing. I can look at something and I can see how it's been made. I have that kind of engineering gene in my brain. So yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I love working with my hands, you know. Oh, I love it. Kelly in North Carolina, Ma, you share a birthday with her pops. So, yeah, we're gonna have a fun time. I'm making big Italian dinner. It's gonna be good. I stitch through. So now, when I get to the loop right here, okay, I come down and I go down through the next one, the one behind it. And then I just kind of put my needle around the center piece here, you know, the center bar. Now I'm able to just come up and I will start like it's a new row again. I'll put in 2 like this. I'll go down behind my piece. Brick stitch is great. It's one of my favorite seed bead stitches. Now, peyote stitch used to be my favorite seed bead stitch. But ever since Danielle Wicks brought brick stitch to beadshop.com, I have been in love with it. So see, I went up through this one. I went down through this one that's close to that. Now I'll go back up through this one and then I'll continue on. Okay. Like this. And we'll just continue on. Stitch, stitch, stitch. We'll turn the corner like I did here, like I showed you up here. And we'll just keep going. So let's go to this one. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do, because this is the top, right? And this is the bottom. So I've gotten a couple of, I've got this, I think this is the Pilos. The Pilos symbol right there. Can you see that? Right there. Let me see if I can get a better color behind it. There we go. That's a little bit better. So here's this. Yeah, Emily was also a big brick stitch fan. Between the two of them, between Emily and Danielle, they really turned me on to brick stitch for sure. So I've got that one, and I like this little flourish and fleur-de-lis kind of action going on here. But I also grabbed one of Danielle's stitch-ins because these right here. Oh, I love it. Lynn Olson, she says, I don't believe he's watching today. Well, he might. You never know. But I thought I'd point out that President Obama is my birthday twin. I love that. Well, you never know. I feel like maybe, I don't know, maybe he would want to bead along with us. I don't know. Who knows? He seems like he'd be kind of good at crafting, I guess. I don't know. You never know. You never know. Who was it? There was someone else. Oh, I wanted Martha and Snoop to come on with me too. Remember, right? Because I know that Martha would love brick stitching. At least I think she would. You know, and her bestie. So I'm going to put these aside for the moment. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a picot with these 3mm. I love it. NPKNSCRB. Her birthday twin is Winona Ryder, who I also love. Gen X forever. My birthday twin, I think, is Ken Kesey. I think. And then I have another birthday twin. I can't remember. But we'll put this, and this. And now I'm going to skip this. Can you see that here? This little bridge. And I'm going to go under this bridge. Let me see what this looks like. Yeah, there we go. See that? I'm going to do like a little picot. So I've put all 3 on. So now I just put up 1. Okay. So we're going to go through here. I'm going to put on my fire polish. You could also use a 3mm Druck if you wanted to, or you could use a 3mm bicone. So I'm going to skip that little ladder, that little place underneath. If I moved it in tighter, let me show you. If I moved it in tighter like this, and maybe I like that better. I don't know. Maybe I do. See, the 3mm sits up a little bit higher. Okay. So maybe I'll match it. Maybe I will do these all a little bit higher and just leave that one flush. So it has kind of a nice little taper there. Okay. So let me go back up through that 11/0, tighten it. See the difference? There's more room there. That's what you get when you skip a ladder, and that's what you get when you put it into the next one. So I'll get my 3 mils. I'll get my 11, and I'll go right under the next little ladder. Thanks, Janice, for linking. The patina collection is on sale today, along with stringy materials. Stringy materials have been the item of the week. So if these patina parts, we've got buttons, we've got earring components, we've got connectors. There we go. See how nice that looks? This one's kind of turning, but it'll stitch down when I come in there to stitch it. So let's go here. Sorry. Oh, that's up there already. I've already stitched up there. Oh, I'm thinking about birthdays, I think. I'm disassociating it. Oh, and let me show you. Janice is saying the desert button is the say something button I used on Gwen's necklace. Let me show you that photo while I'm doing this. So here, I'm going to put my mom up there. You can see there she is wearing that necklace, and there's the button. Janice pearl knotted it, and then this could also be worn wrapped around your wrist. It looks gorgeous. But that's the Desert Sunset button that Janice used for that. Was that a heavy sigh? It was a heavy sigh. I'm sorry. I'll do it again. Oh, another heavy sigh. There we go. How's that? I'll go up 1. Now, I need to keep room so that the jump ring and the charm can go down there. So let me put on another. I'm going to put on another 3 mil. We'll put on an 11. Oh, and this is, yes, thank you. It is the metallic indigo iris. That's what this is. and it's in the listing for the project. So here this goes. Now I'm going to come down through this A dot, and I'm going to give this A dot a little bit of an extra stitch right there. I'm going to go around it one more time because I want it to really sit well. Okay, so see how I'm coming out of it there. Pull it nice and tight. I'm going to go down through, I could go up through this picot. Maybe I will. I'll go up through the picot. No reason to skip it. Let me see. Hey, Miranda, would you turn this light? I think I need a little more light here. Please and thank you. Yeah, there we go. That's better. So see, I've gone down through that picot like this. Now I'm just going to stitch through to kind of bypass this loop. There's one. I'll go through the loop to bypass it. Above the loop. And now up through this one. And it's just like we're starting again. Okay. So we need to put on the 3 beads. The first 11/0, then the 3 mil, then the 11/0. See that right there? And then this goes, I think I go through, I'm going to go through that one. Let me see. Let's see if it makes it sit up. I think this makes it sit up a little too high. I think I need to go through the next one. Like this. And of course I've tangled, so it doesn't always work out when you put the needle back through. But now let me check it. I need this to sit right there. So it needs to go through the second ladder right there. Okay. So let me get this going. Hang on, I need to get this in my line of sight. Hang on here. Got to needle this thread. But I have to put it in my field of vision. There we go. That's also kind of why I like using sharps for these projects. The eye on the sharp is a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go over, not that first ladder, but I'm going to go under the second ladder. There we go. That's right. And now up through that 11/0 like that. And tighten it down. Doesn't this look pretty? Isn't that just so opulent and beautiful? Love it. I'm still thinking about what I'm going to do across the top. I'm not quite sure, but I've got like 4 more beads to decide. So let's go under that one. Oh, that is not the right bead. That was a stray bead from the looming project. Thank goodness I could back this out. And I'm glad I noticed now. Thank you, Margaret. I like this too. I like it a lot. There we go. I know, I can't, gotta have good light, right? There we go. Nice and tight. Get it a nice firm tension. Okay, like this. These colors, I think this mix of this warm and cool, the warm copper, does a lot for me for this. I really like it. There we go. There goes that one. And we come up the 11-aught. We tighten it up. Let's see how many. 2, 4, 5. So 2 more. Then let's see where we are. Okay. So that 3 mil. And like I said, you could use any, we have so many 3 millimeters. You could use 3 millimeter bicones. You could use 3 millimeter Drux. We've got so many 3 mils for you to choose from. You could use another 6 millimeter, a 6-aught on the top. It's a good color combo, right? It's a really good one. It looks pretty just like this. You could, right? I am turning this upside down like this, right? And Leslie, you were saying something about an Art Deco earring with fringe, right? Earlier, I saw that comment. I'm using it this way, and I'm adding the charm to this loop right here, okay? But you could have this one be up top like this, and you could bead some fringe across the bottom, right? You could do this. You could drop this at the end to do a dangle, like do a briolette or something in the center. And you could do the deco fringe so it is graduated. That would also be good, right? And Christine, I agree. The dancer earrings and the waltz version, thank you. 2 of my favorites. I agree. I love this. I love brick stitching around a form like this. And I urge you to really be creative with your with how you utilize, this pattern. You could, turn it upside down, right side up, whatever. Did I put this? I did. I put this in the wrong one yet again because the first drop, but it's easy to take it out. The first drop or picot, see, sits a little tighter to the edge. So there we go. So now let's figure out what to do along the top. I think I am going to add a small picot of 3 11-aughts. I'm going to jump there and I'm going to go under the next ladder. There we go. See, it makes kind of a little edge stitch. So let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So between, when I do 5 of these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is the center right here. So that's where I need to figure out where to hang this piece from. Okay, so it doesn't hang all wonky. So let me do a 3-drop picot here, or a 3-bead picot. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go under this next ladder. It's across the top. Did I twist this? Let me untwist it. I did. Sorry. Ugh. That one. There we go. So here it comes. And there's that picot, though something is funny here. Needs to go through. There we go. All right. Hi, Florence. Hi. What are you doing? Oh, my Florence. So I'm going to picot all the way across. What are you doing here? Hang on. Everybody can, that's a good time for people to take a screenshot. Yeah, hi. What's going on? Hang on. Hang on. Here we go. There's Florence. Here she is. There's her little putty paw. Say hi to all the folks, Flo. There she is with her paw. She's such a beauty, isn't she? She's my green-eyed beauty. She's been hanging out with us now in the garage for a little bit of time. I need to rest my hands for a second anyway. I need a cat break. Everybody needs a cat break. Right. She was meowing. Yeah, she was all mama. She's 15. She's a good, oh, she's purring so loud. My good girl. Yeah, she's a little baby. Here she is. Florence N. Pickles. Huh. There she is. All right, I'm putting you down now. She's all, nope. You're just going to keep me up here, Mama. Well, show's over, everybody. Show's over. We also have an Oliver. Oliver is also a black cat, but he's super shy. But yeah, here's our Flo. She doesn't come out so much. Yeah, but she's almost 15. Well, I know. Look at that. Look at her beautiful eyes. She's such a pretty girl. There she goes. My Florence. All right, Flo, Mama has to get back to this this cat content, you know. It might go viral, but Mama has to get back to this earring. So I'm going to put you down. All right. You're a good girl. You're the best girl. I know. You don't want to go. I know. Here she is. Chris just decided that all of our cats, there you go, Floaty Flo. All of our cats need to have the last name of Pickles. So yeah. So they're all part of the Pickles clan. Florence N. Florence Nightingale Pickles. Oh, thanks, Monica. I will put, those are the dancer earrings, also brick stitch like this. Super fun. I know, tail action. Yeah, she's got a lot of expressive tail language. That is for sure. She's a good girl. All right, back to this. She's a Gilroy girl, just like me. She was found in Gilroy. She was my friend Beth. Her dad was a doctor in Gilroy, and she showed up at the office. So she was the office kitty. So they named her Florence, like Florence Nightingale. So we just tacked the Pickles on at the end because she became part of the Pickles clan. Alfred loves her. Alfred loves Flo. Oh, you know what I'm doing here? And I like the way this looks. Usually with a picot, because I got distracted by the kitty. Usually with the picot, I come up and I put a picot. Let me go back through here. I put my needle up through the third bead and only put 2 beads on, right? Like I did here. But this has a little bit more of a kind of a sticky uppy kind of look. That's not really a word, but you know what I mean. So it can kind of stick up there. Now, I think it needs to go through that one. I can't decide where this picot wants to go. Let me go under here again and see if it looks okay. Yeah, that's all right. That extra bead in there, you just have to make sure that they sit right. See that there? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my center. I think what I'm going to do, because this needs to sit right there if I'm going to use that. Okay. So I think I'm going to come up through this 11-aught. I got to engineer it a little bit. Floaty, what are you doing? She's just sitting here looking up at me. What do you want? Do you want kibble? Well, we're going to have to wait till the end of this show. Go talk to Papa Kitty in the house and tell him you want kibble. So now I'm going to come up through that third one, right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That. I wonder if I can get 3 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got some room. Maybe I will put on 1 more picot. Let me try it. No, that's not right. Hang on, I'm going to work this out. Bear with me here just a second. I think I'm going to do something flat. Let me just do 1 little brick stitch. Okay. Like this. So this has come up. I'll put on the 2. So this one will be a little lower. Like this. There we go. Now I need to come through this pilos. This is a symbols finding. Does that sit right where it should? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It does. So now I'm going to put on 1 more picot like this to hold it in place. 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to come down and I'm going to go under that thread bridge right there. Okay. Now I'm just going to come back in and reinforce this. I'm going to go down this bead. You can see it's sitting a little funny. I'm going to go up this bead, stitch the first little bead of that picot in place. There we go. Look at that. That looks so nice. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to reinforce this. I'm going to go around. I'm going to put this. I'm going to put my needle through here. So that tightens it up. I'm going to put my needle back through here because I want more than 1 little piece of fire line holding this piece on, right? Let me do this in 2 passes. Through that 8-aught. And through that 11-aught. Go back through. Let's go around 1 more time. Then we'll continue on. And we'll go back through this one and through that one. There we go, and tighten it up. Look at how pretty that looks. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do here, let me tighten that. I'm just going to come in and we're going to continue our picoing. So let me get my 3 beads. 1, 2, and 3. We're almost done. Not too bad, if I do say so myself. We're going to go underneath that thread bridge. This picot, though, wants to collapse. And I don't want that to happen. Let me just tighten it up. I think I'm just going to reinforce it. I'm going to come up through that one. There we go. I'm just going to go back. So I'm going to stitch this back. That's the beauty about seed bead stitching, is you can just go back and reinforce where things need to be done. So I'm going to go out there. I'm going to go up through this one like that. There we go. I should have just gotten rid of this other long piece of thread, but I don't like to cut off any little piece of fire line until I've used it, until I've finished, because I might need to use it. Hang on, my needle came off, so let me just get another needle. Sorry about this, everybody. We're so close to the end. Then what we'll do with the component piece is I'll get a nice jump ring and I'll connect it on there. You could also, in the materials that I listed, I listed this little, I think this is called the pilos. I hope I'm calling it the right thing. This little pilos piece, sorry, the end of my thread is shredding a little bit. I also connected or listed a soldered jump ring. So you could stitch a soldered jump ring right on to the top of this as well, right? Like this. So instead of that pilos, let me not pull this piece out. Okay, so let me go through here. I want to stitch this so this little picot sits up. And picots don't always do what you want them to. So I'm going to come in. It's because this one wants to go to the side instead of sitting up straight, because I stitched out of this pilos right into that 11-aught. So if I kind of turn everything, If it doesn't want to sit right, it's not the end of the world, but go through here. I want to make sure that I haven't come around this. Nope. I'm going to go underneath this. Oh yeah, I have. I did catch it with a piece of thread. Did I? Yeah, I did. There we go. There we go. It's hard to see because the smoke fire line, I use this so it would really fade into the pattern, but it's fading into the pattern so much that it's hard to see the thread. I'm going to go back up this 8/0, and then I'm going to go back up that 11/0, and hopefully make it sit right. There we go, like this. Good. So we'll just stitch back over. And again, that's why I'm using 4-pound as well, because these 11/0 can take a lot of, a lot of thread. Let's hope that this one can anyway. There goes that. There goes that one down. I'm not going to go through this picot. I'm just going to come up right here. Let me count and see. I think I've got one more and then the corner, I think. Let me see. 4. I've got 2 more and then the corner. That's where we're at right here. Okay. Deb is asking, can you skip the point bead to make it pop? I could, but I think what I needed to do was just nestle kind of that one so it was sitting right, this one. Then I went through the point, and then I went through that one. So I'm sure you can. I think it'll be a little bit easier for me on my second earring because I will have wrestled with all of this, right? That's how it is. And to be honest, I'm making this up as we go along right now. So that's the beauty, though, like I said, about all of these seed bead stitches is that you can just kind of, go back in and, make it happen. So I'm going to go underneath that one. I'm going to put on one more picot, and then I'll do that edge around the corner. 1, 2, and 3. Picot that, whoops. Picot that right there at the end. There it is. Now I'll put on those 3, and those will turn the corner. 1, 2, and 3. You could also do this top with 15s. Would take a little bit longer, but you could. I didn't want to use 15s on camera. I thought about it, but I was like, that's playing with fire. So now we're just going to weave this all the way back in. All my little picot points are here. All right, Janice, have a safe flight. I will talk to you. Text me when you get home. And we'll see you on the live next week, JP. I'm going to come in. I've got my 2 pieces of thread here. So I think I'm going to bring them together and tie a little knot. I think it's permissible to tie a knot in brick stitch. So here are these two. I'm going to tie that square knot, tie that tight, tie that down and tight. And I'll just use my thread burner and burn this thread away. I'm going to go down into that A dot next to it. Let me get my thread burner. Whoops, sorry, lady. Florence, I'm sorry. You were right under my foot. I know, I'm so sorry. I was getting up and I hit that lady with my little shoe. So sorry, Flo Flo. I know, you're a good girl. Okay. Let me get my thread burner. There we go. And let me get my other piece of thread. Hang on. There we go, right there. All right. Look at that. So now let's just add, I want to see what this one looks like. You know me, I like a big earring. So I'm going to go with that. But this one also looks good too. Right? That looks good. Maybe that one's better. Maybe that's better. I don't know. I need some jump rings. Hang on. Let me get the jump ring. You folks can look at that. Here we go. What color jump rings are these? Here we go. Antique. That's antique brass. I'll just put an antique brass one on because I have it sitting here. This is the 5mm 18 gauge. That'll be perfect. I would probably use a copper one. Hey, Miranda, will you get me the shepherd's hook in antique brass, please? Back just in time. Tanks. Let me get this. Let's put it on. Yeah, I'm going to put the drop shape on. Yeah, everybody seems to like this one better. I'll try it with both. And since I'm mixing metals, it doesn't really matter that this jump ring is brass, to be honest. Let me get one more plier. Hang on. You see if I can reach. I'm reaching across here. I hope I don't drop my computer. All right. Yeah. I know. Yeah, I don't know. You guys decide. I had originally gone with this round one. Maybe that's what I'll do. CR is saying the big round one. So I'll believe you, CR. Let's put this on. But we've got so many different ones. You can just choose what you like. And plus, I want to see how heavy it is. This would make a great pendant too. Right? I'll just put this one on. And then I'm going to put the drop on the other one. Whoops, that's backwards. Just open the loop on the ear wire. So that's this. Let me get this one. This one's not done yet, but I want to see the length and stuff on it anyway. Let's do this. Okay. So let me hold them up. See what we've got here. Let me take these earrings out. Here's this one, this completed one. So there we have it. Let me stand up. Let's go out of the way. Here we go. So you can kind of see that. I like a big earring, 100%. This one will just be a little bit shorter, like this, underneath here. So you decide what you like. There it is with the drop. And it's not heavy. Yeah, it's a good earring, if I do say so myself. So there we have it. Ta-da! So do remember, let me wrap this up. Do remember that all of our patina is on sale today, flash sale today. Right here, there we go. You can save up to 25% because all of this patina has been marked down 15% on the website. Stack it with coupon code August 10 to save up to 25% when you do that, when you spend $25. And then don't forget that our streaming materials are on sale through Sunday. Today's Friday, so you've got a couple more days. So stuff like the fire line, all that stuff, all on streaming materials. You can stack it to save up to 20%. And I'll put this up. Don't forget, you can jump right over to our Tucson Gem Show retreat that's coming up. You can find it there at soulstirmagic.com. We've got a few offsite day passes remaining. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I cannot wait to share that with you as well. So that's it, everybody. Happy Friday. Thank you all for popping in. A big thank you to Janice for jumping in on her travel day. Love you all back. Super appreciate you folks supporting us. Tune into your newsletters this weekend, everybody, because I have a bead that's kind of burning a hole in my back pocket that I might do something with. So stay tuned to the newsletter. You'll see. The idea is forming. It'll be formed by the time I hit send on the newsletter. So thank you so much for that. And I'll see you next Wednesday. Thanks, everybody. Have a safe weekend. Talk to you soon.